Well, you know what? I wasn't going to do my opening on Saturday night. I didn't want to jinx anybody, and then I said, you know what? It's no jinx that we're here, and regardless of what happens tonight, hopefully this won't be our last Mohawk Millions. Hopefully this won't be our last major stake race. Well, I can guarantee you it won't be our last major stake race. But, you know, anytime we're on our way, whether I'm going to race somewhere, whether it be the Gold Cup and Saucer or the Little Brown Jug, two very different endings, at some point it sinks in where I came from, where this stable came from, where many of us came from. You know, the meagerest of beginnings. I don't know if you guys watched, there was a little write-up this week at the Jug about Mark and I racing, and you know, we had long shots, so it wasn't a big to-do, but it was big for us. We're only the third brothers to ever race against each other. But Mark had recanted. He told the story just briefly, just very briefly, about where we came from. You know, Mark and I, and I forgot about it until he had said it, shared a bed in Windsor when we were 19. He was 17, I was 19, and we were working in Windsor for Mike McDonald as caretakers. And my buddy, who was the trainer of our horse in PEI, the trainer of Sintra in the Gold Cup and Saucer, Jamie Smith, we had a room with two queen beds. I don't even know if it's queen beds now that I think of it. It was two beds. Jamie Smith had one bed, and Mark and I shared the other bed. This went on 5 months. And he brings it up now and again about how, you know, how little we literally came from to where, you know, we are now. A little bit older, but to think of that time staying at the Ambassador Hotel, and it's still there. If you guys are ever exiting or entering Canada and you're driving around along that corridor, if you look to the side, the Ambassador Hotel is still there in the corner room. The corner room is where Mark and I, first place we lived outside PEI. So, for us to be heading tonight collectively as a team, as a group, as a stable, to $1 million race, have won a major race with Sintra, a horse that we bought, to race in the Little Brown Jug the other day, regardless, got parked or otherwise. We raced in the Little Brown Jug the other day together. Means a lot. You know, I've been trying my hardest to write a blog on Standardbred Canada, the USTA, and hopefully Daniel, you guys will meet Daniel a little bit more tonight, but hopefully Daniel can help us get it in Australia too, to explain to people that these horse shortages are not a phenomenon. They're not unlucky. They're not just something that happened. They've been a long time coming. Ownership shortages and participation in horse racing have dipped to lows unseen before. And when you start to dip to those lows, things start to happen that are hard to explain. And horse shortages for an industry where we used to have hundreds of entries in the box at Mohawk every night, to a text at 10 o'clock in the morning, we are extremely short in all classes at Mohawk. It's not a phenomenon. And unfortunately, the next shortage to come is going to be the one that really hurts us, and that's going to be a trainer shortage. And I don't want to go too far down this path, because this is an exciting night for us, but I want to make sure that the industry understands what we do, what we provide, what the stable.ca has proven to an industry awaiting us to fail. We haven't, we won't. And not only did we succeed, not only did we do everything they said we couldn't, not only did we go where they say we couldn't go, we did it the right way. And along the way, we showed people how we did it. Not only that it was possible, but how we did it, and how they can do it too. Now, the only disconnect between what I just said and what's right in front of us in the industry is a little help. Education, a platform to maybe help some trainers. And we want to be on the forefront and spearheading that also. So not only is this a great conduit and an entry point for anybody of any age group, ethnicity, or financial background to enter our industry, but it is also a way to help some of these trainers see the future, see the light, if you will. So I thank you in allowing us to do that. I thank you for being a part of that, and we're just getting started. We've turned a new chapter, a new page in the stable, and that is not to say that the other pages have been ripped out of the book or have been erased. They're still very much there, and they'll remain there. And I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. When we went to the jug sale, I made sure there were shares for everybody. When we go to Lexington, I'll make sure there's shares for everybody. There's shares for everybody. And so on and so forth. This is not easy. Growing in this way is not an easy thing to do. The last thing I want to do is feel like I've left people behind or that I'm left behind. You know, I said it in an interview I did somewhere not that long ago. I said, you know, it might even been on Facebook, I guess, I don't know. I said, people may never remember that I drove a horse, but hopefully someday everybody will remember what we did at thestable.ca. So that's where we're at right now. You know, regardless of what happens tonight during the races, we will not be defined by the result of tonight. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have horses racing tonight. We have obviously Crantini racing for $1 million, Taiwan racing in the Elegant Image. We will have horses racing in the Breeders' Crown in the fall right here at Mohawk Raceway. We have a lot to do. We have Lexington coming up, which is going to be amazing. Curtis is working diligently behind the scenes to put together and help put on a show for all of you at Lexington, something that's never been done before, ever, in horse racing. And hopefully, again, the industry picks up on what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to do, and runs with it. What we've been able to do and what we will continue to do at the stable is expand the borders of horse racing. Expand them past what we thought we could do, we will be, to what we are. So, tonight is going to be a great night for us, regardless of the outcome. And obviously I say this and then I take it with, I make sure it's the utmost importance in my mind when I always say it. I appreciate everything that everybody's done. I appreciate everything that everybody does. And I thank you all. So, for those of you involved with the Crantini group or with Taiwan's group, good luck tonight. For anybody involved with any of the horses that race this week, the coming days, weeks, months, or even years, thank you all. I truly appreciate it. Take care.